And we're off. This is the Saturday wrap. And yeah, I'm cheating already. It's actually Friday and I'm in the John Wallace Linton in Newport where it's -1 outside. Yeah, the Saturday wrap for Saturday the 21st of January 2023. January, you're already not my favourite month. And this January, it's cold and expensive. And there's lots of things to moan about, which I'm exceedingly good at. Anyway, if you haven't seen this before, this is a look back on the previous week that contains news and things and beer and me moaning as he scratches his chin. Anyway, so let's look back. The word or phrase of the week. Do you ever get that situation where everyone's using a phrase and you think you know what it is, but why aren't you using it? Space Karen. Okay, this ties in with lots of things that happened in the week. Space Karen. It's Elon Musk. Okay, space because SpaceX and going to Mars and things like that. And Karen because that was the phrase for people who moaned and got things wrong during the Rona. So Space Karen. Yeah, maybe a little bit inside baseball and all that sort of business. The app of the week, and this will tie in with the next thing, is Tweetbot. Wasn't my first Twitter app, although when I first got a smartphone there wasn't a Twitter app, so you had to use third-party apps, and I used Echofon Pro, which I still have on my phone, and I'll come back to that as well. But Tweetbot was really good, really well designed, fast. Everything worked well. It was very customizable. Okay, it wasn't quite as fast as the official Twitter app with push notifications, but it wasn't bad. And I'm going to miss it. Yeah. Okay, so that's the thing of the week. The thing of the week is software changes. And that's just not the software itself, it's the APIs, it's the policy behind it and what have you. Let's go back to front, sort of. This morning I ran Patch My PC, which patched Thunderbird, which is my desktop email client. And it asked me to re-authenticate. Now, it hasn't done that before when it updates, although it's not unusual. So I tried and it failed, and then I couldn't log back on, and I changed my password. Long story short, onto Reddit. I'm not the only one. A software update and it's broken authentication. Yeah, great. Lovely. And last week, Facebook updated on iOS. Broke integration with a Swarm app, with Untapped, and even with iOS itself. You know, please test your software before you release it on unsuspected customers. Although I don't actually pay for Facebook or Thunderbird, so sometimes life's like that. And the third thing, change of APIs. Now, when I started, as I mentioned, with a smartphone, there wasn't a Twitter app. I think later on they bought Tweety and they released that, although I've never liked it. Yeah, last Thursday, most third-party apps stopped working, and Twitter was silent. And then over the weekend there was something in the information saying that it was intentional and they'd blocked third-party API because these people, Tweetbot and Twitterrific and Echofon and that, were breaking the rules of the API. Well, if they were, why didn't they tell them? And I've seen today that it's actually now they've changed the rules. There will be no third-party Twitter clients, which they did in the past. It's not just Elon, it was Jack and such like that. They were very critical of third-party apps, despite the fact they were first and they brought a lot of things into Twitter that they didn't have. And I'm going to miss them. And Elon, you're ruining Twitter. You really are. Third-party apps are what made it. Annoyed. Annoyed. But there's nothing I can really do about it, to be perfectly honest. And the Rona of the week, well, yesterday, in work, Dean popped back to the desk and put a piece of paper on my desk saying he'd been into town, just past the tumble, and there was a sign there saying, due to a problem with the tills and stuff, they can only take cash. That's one thing that happened with the Rona. Everything, apart from chip shops and one or two odd pubs and G's Bar in Gloucester, for instance, they all went cashless or dual cashless. I quite like it, to be perfectly honest. It makes things easier for me, and there are issues as well. But we are mainly a cashless society now, and that's just the way it is anyway. Moving on to the week, Liverpool got tonked on Saturday. The magic of football, the beautiful game. It's a great season. Who knows what's happening? And Arsenal are top at the moment. Mind you, on Sunday, Cardiff City lost their manager. This is the Cardiff City we know and love, to be perfectly honest. Ooh, pint of Skinful by Baytown. Really good. Yeah, it's the Cardiff City we know and love. And also on Sunday, yeah, so I've gone on to 1Password. I was trying to put it on another machine, couldn't log on, couldn't get in. Realised that the emergency document they give me, I hadn't put the password on there. TLDR, I was managed to get in by face identification on an iDevice, and I had to put the password in there, and it was 2 numbers. I had them back to front. I got a hugely long password, and it's like, that's how easy it is to forget it. Yeah, I think it's an age thing, to be perfectly honest. And as I said, there was a whole weekend without a Tweetbot and Echophon, and it annoyed me. Monday I went online and had a look at Argos, and they would have AirTags in Pontypridd by Saturday, and I could reimburse my 5,800 nectar points, which has taken me donkey's years to get, to be perfectly honest. But basically a free AirTag. Jumping ahead, it was supposed to come on Saturday. Had an email first thing Thursday morning saying it's there. Picked it up yesterday afternoon. I've now got an AirTag in each pocket on each set of keys and stuff. They are really good. They are really good. Really good. Tuesday, hard frost. I popped into Halfords on Monday night and got more defrosting fluid, which is just as well, because it was hard and cold. And in the afternoon, Apple spec bump. The Mac Mini now not only has an M2, but an M2 Pro. I'm looking at that very well, yeah. My PC goes out of support in 2025. Will it be an M3 by then? Can I afford the Pro version, or should I just spec up everything else? Probably should really spec up everything else, because, you know, by the time the M3 gets around, who knows. Anyway, Wednesday, new HomePod, which is like the old HomePod but cheaper. Well, at the same price as it ended up at. Really. And it snowed. Didn't stick that much, but I see no grit in the car park, etc. And Thursday, more, well, pavements. You know, if it's at night and you go on a pavement and it sparkles, you have to be really careful, especially at my age. Really careful. And today is an emergency Beano. I love my emergency Beanos, to be perfectly honest. And there's a note, as I've already mentioned, from Twitter saying the API changes for third parties are permanent. You can't have any. Really. So, to look ahead, Saturday tomorrow, well today if you're watching this on the Saturday, because it is a Saturday wrap, Caerphilly and Brew Monster, and it's supposed to be getting warmer on Sunday. I prefer to think of it as slightly less cold. Really, must stop saying really. Anyway, continue with the Beano. Pen and Wig, Harbour Fish Bar, Little Tap House, Tiny Rebel. Might overdo it in Tiny Rebel. Who knows? Their birthday's next month. I need to plan that out. Anyway, thank you for watching and indulging me. Bye bye. And over here.